So we are adding on to our previous Rainbird Cirrus software videos. We will be introducing the flow management portion while showing the process of adding the irrigation pipes to our system. Having a flow manager setup ensures sprinklers have enough pressure to operate efficiently while never exceeding a safe operating capacity in the pipes. With this, you are also able to auto-adjust schedules, so pump capacity can be allocated to different areas of the golf course, and this allows irrigation to use full capacity of the pump without going full capacity on one piping section. The flow manager starts at the pump hose with the main lines. If you didn't have a flow manager set up, stations could be running in an excess amount with a demand of 800 gallons per minute but a pipe capacity of 50. This would cause a problem. So having a flow manager establishes rules in the software. Both directions of flow available, bases run times for sprinklers, but under the rules you set, you should be referring back to the 5 foot per second rule when you are designing your flow manager. When used correctly, this should not implement any problems, and this should be designed with the reference back to an irrigation map and the layout outside of the program.
You guys how to develop a line for your pumps. So you're going to click the compass. You're going to go down to the Flow Manager Data Builder. You're going to have a full map here of your course with all your holes. It's all labeled. You're going to want to zoom into where you're placing your pump. Ours will be down here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add a pump, this red icon up here. Click that, and then you're going to place it where you want to put your pump. We'll set ours up here. Then come here, you're going to want to first pump, capacity at 1200, let's say, gallons per minute, and you're going to want to name your pump. Press applied, make sure everything's in there, okay, and it should pop up right where we left it. Now our next step is to put in our main lines. So we're going to add a branch, this blue icon up here. Make sure you click the pump again, and then you're going to want to place it. Now you're going to want to name this branch name. Call it main branch. Gallons per minute. Like we saw on the chart, this is a 10-inch line. So that requires 900 gallons per minute. Apply again. Okay. Now we have our first line. Now what you're going to want to do is just continue this process till you can start adding a hole. So same thing. Add branch. Press the one you're adding it to. Drag it over. Now we got another one. So we're going to call this one 10-inch west hole 1. Hole 14. Gallons per minute again. We're still at a 10-inch pipe, so it's 900. Apply. Okay. Now the best part about doing it on the map versus the wall is it's easy to look at. You know exactly where you're going.
Okay, so now we're going to be looking at creating flow zones, and this will be all based off of pulling from the actual branches. So here in this case, we're going to create a flow zone. So you click on the branch, click on flow zone, click on the branch, highlight it blue, and then from here you can just kind of place your mouse marker where you would like to have the flow zone sitting. This pop-up will come up and you can actually name it. So in this case we're going to be off of branch 1, so you go B1, and then you can specify the actual size of the pipe. So here we're working with 10-inch pipe, and then you can specify any other information when you're naming this. You can also add in your capacity of the pipe. So in this case we're starting with the 900 gallons per minute off the 10-inch line, but it goes into a 3-inch line, so therefore we have to actually enter in 90 gallons per minute. This is all dependent on your pipe size and whatever map that you're going to be working with. Click OK, and it'll create your actual flow zone. From here now you want to assign to sprinkler heads. So click on the Assign Stations to Flow Zone, and then click on your flow zone, turns it blue again, and then you'll just actually start going in and clicking the actual sprinkler heads. And it'll start webbing out to any of the areas that you'd like to have it created to. In this case, we're working on the T's. And there we've created now a flow zone for the T area. This is all movable if necessary by using the crosshair and arrows. You can click it, grab it, and move it anywhere that you need it to be. You can also create a second flow zone for all your other areas. So I'll go like this. So you'll click here, and you'll click your flow zone area where you want to have your next one. And in this case, it's going to be the greens and the tees, or sorry, the greens, the fairway, the rough, the approaches. As well, you can set your gallons per minute. In this case, we're looking at 90 again. Click OK, same process, assign stations, click on your flow zone, and then click to all your corresponding sprinkler heads. And therein now we've created two flow zones based off of that main line.
So the flow manager can actually be created two separate ways. The most common way is using the tree or menu method, which we have set up here for the entire course. So to get there, you go to the home screen and you go to page 3 and the flow manager icon there. And the other method is the map method, but both these methods go hand in hand and they both have their benefits, and you can kind of use them each to create your flow manager chart. The menu method is done by entering everything into a list going hole by hole and doesn't really provide a visual aid for where you're actually putting the pipes. So for instance, you enter everything into like this list here, but you don't get to decide where the pipes go. And you might end up putting a pipe through a lake or something like that. When you use the map, you can decide exactly where the pipes go, and it's easier that way. I will quickly show you how to add those.
We're going to go into our pump, open up a main branch, and we're just going to take a flow zone here. Or sorry, there it is. It just interrupted there. I'm going to go to the branch, and I'm going to add a flow zone. We're just going to call this tester 8. Capacity, we'll give it 160 gallons per minute. So we're going to apply, press OK. From this, we're going to right click and you're going to hit Assign Stations. And we're going to just, actually we're going to go to about hole 7. And if I select greens, it's going to show you how many stations are already available. So I'm just going to add all and hit OK. So now those should have been manually created. We'll go back to our map. We'll zoom in. We'll try and find number 7 here. It's up here. Oh yeah, pull up our flow. And we just open up our pump, main branch. Here's our tester 8. We can open that up so you'll see that we have all of our sprinklers on here that coordinate with green number 7 here. So you should just be able to click and drag and bring this station over, and this is just taking it from the last available branch, but you see that it hooks up to the branch and connects all your sprinklers automatically. So it's a nice way to do it.
The math method is done by using the visual map provided by Rainbird and placing all your stations and linking them to sprinklers using the software. By doing this, it automatically creates the tree in the Flow Manager chart by doing it on the map. And then you can actually create everything or place everything in the correct areas. So if you do it by the map, it'll automatically populate that chart I just showed you. So here is the map we're using for reference to add to the Rainbird software. So it has all the pipe laid out from the pump house to the entire golf course, and then you're pretty much just recreating this map into the software, and that creates your flow management that you use on the course.